Imagine a city so ancient, so sacred that people traveled for months just to see it. A city of golden sand, towering mountains, and a mysterious black cube at its heart. Now imagine two men, one the most beloved person who ever lived, and the other the fiercest warrior in all of Arabia. This is their story. Over 1,400 years ago, nestled between rocky mountains in the Arabian desert, lay the city of Makkah. It was a city unlike any other, a place of trade, of faith, and of ancient mystery. At the center of Makkah stood the Kaaba, a magnificent black structure that people had revered for thousands of years. Caravans of camels arrived daily carrying spices, silk, and stories from distant lands. The streets were filled with merchants, travelers, and children playing in the dusty alleyways. In this remarkable city lived a man known to everyone as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. His name was Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was kind to the poor, gentle with children, and honest in all his dealings. Everyone in Makkah knew that if you needed help, if you needed someone you could trust, you went to Muhammad. He would sit with the poor and listen to their troubles. He would make sure orphans were fed and widows were cared for. In a city where the powerful often ignored the weak, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was different. He was a light in the darkness. Now on the other side of Makkah lived a very different kind of man. His name was Umar ibn al-Khattab. He was tall, powerful, and his voice alone could silence a crowd. He was one of the strongest men in all of Arabia, a warrior who feared nothing and no one. The streets parted when Umar walked through them. Umar had heard about Muhammad's message, that there was only one God and that all people, rich or poor, free or enslaved, were equal before him. This message troubled Umar greatly. He believed the old ways must be protected. One day, filled with fierce determination, Umar set out with a sword at his side. But something incredible happened on that journey. Umar learned that his own sister and her husband had accepted the new faith. He went to their home, and there he heard beautiful words being recited, words that seemed to reach deep into his heart, words from the Quran. Umar sat down and asked to hear more. As the words washed over him, something shifted inside this great warrior. Tears began to fall from eyes that had never cried before. His heart, hard as stone, began to soften. The fearless lion of Arabia was moved by words of peace and truth. Umar walked straight to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and declared his faith. That day changed everything. With Umar by his side, the Muslims were no longer afraid to pray openly. They walked to the Kaaba together, and for the first time they prayed in public without fear. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was so happy that he said, "O Allah, strengthen Islam through Umar." And indeed, Umar became one of the greatest protectors of the faith, a man who had once been an enemy, now a beloved companion. So what can we learn from this amazing story, young friends? We learn that kindness and truth are more powerful than swords. We learn that it is never too late to change. We learn that the greatest strength is not in your fists, but in your heart. Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, showed us that with courage, compassion, and faith, any heart can be transformed. And that is a lesson for all of us, no matter how young or old we are. Until next time, young explorers, keep learning, keep wondering, and always choose kindness.